Hello, and what a great day to sew something wonderful. I'm Kia with Kia B, and I'm so excited to be back with you today. I'm in an odd place. I'm sitting on the floor in my office. I filmed one of these, I don't even know if it's been a year ago. I filmed a kit parade, but I have several of these shelves in my office, like lining 2 walls. And all of these crates have books in them because I work for Classical Conversations. And so these are all books. I've had them in my office for years. I have worked for our homeschool group for like 5 years since 2020. And so I have to store all the books because I take them all around the southern part of Indiana. But so these are my work ones. And then on this wall to my right is all cross stitch and quilting stuff. So all that to say, I'm sitting on the floor because I drug out all my kits. I'm looking for a specific new start. I don't know what it is yet. And I'll get into why in a little bit, but I thought I drug them all out, but like as I'm putting them away, I'm deciding, do I want to keep it as a kit? And do I want it to be a start this week? So I'm not sure. I've got a couple of new things, not a ton. And so I thought, let's just film it. If I feel like at the end of it, I'm like, well, I don't know that I really had anything new, then I won't post it, but might as well because it gets me to clean my office because these have been sitting on my floor for a couple of days, which I will tell you why. So anyway, so all these crates are books, but then this whole wall over here, I'm not going to turn you that way because it's a mess. It's not a mess. I have a ton. We are going camping in just over a week, and I'm taking 4 extra teenage boys with us, and this whole corner is just all camping stuff, and it took me forever to like figure out the angle and the lighting, so I'm not going to turn it, but this whole wall is all cross stitch and quilting stuff. So I thought, let's do a kit parade. I'm looking for a specific start. So I think I told you that back in March, I got a blood clot in my leg. It was a superficial blood clot, so not a big deal at all. And I've been getting treatment on that for several months since then. And so had a lot of downtime over the summer. And then through that process, just had some routine blood work done, and some things came back that my hemoglobin needs some help. I am at a 7.6, and I could be totally wrong in this. I think your hemoglobin is supposed to be, as a woman, it's supposed to be between like 12 and 17. I could be totally wrong. I'm not a medical professional. My understanding is that anything below a 7, you need to go get like a blood transfusion. So I'm at a 7.6. So my doctor called and was like, so we need to get that fixed. So I met with a hematologist oncologist, and I just need some help getting that number back up. Totally not a big deal at all. It's just a rigorous week. In 1 week's time, I need 4 3-hour sessions of infusions in the cancer center. So I start that this Friday, and I thought I need a start for that. I feel like I need a start for that. You do not have to convince me to start new things. You even put an inkling my way that you want to start something that's in my pile today, I'm going to be like, yeah, let's start it. So I don't need convincing to start new things, but I thought it will be good to start something new, to have that to sit in the infusions and have something to do that. I have to take a buddy with me, just because sometimes, I don't know, this is a super common thing. So I'm sure lots of you have had something similar to this. Iron infusions are not uncommon. But everyone who's shared their experience with me so far feels like they've had the flu, afterwards. So we'll see how I feel. But I am, yeah, so, and the oncologist that I met with said, you are going to come back to me in November when we recheck and feel like, how have I not felt like a normal human? I have been dealing with this. I guess he looked at all my blood work since 2015, and the highest my hemoglobin has been is a 10.7 since 2015. And that's when our sweet little Pearson was born. So he's like, I mean, you've kind of been distracted with lots of things with him, so it's not surprising that you didn't notice. But yeah, so not a big deal. So that's what I'm looking for today, is a new start for that. And I thought, why not just film these things? So I don't know what I want to start. Several ladies from our church are taking turns, like taking me. I have to go 4 times. So I have Friday worked out, and then anyway, so I'm going to start something fun. And then I know that I'm going to pull some aside that I'm like, I need to, I don't know. I'd like to separate them by, I don't know if I'm going to separate them in this video or not. I have my whips separated in things that go in our home like all the time. Bees, friendship, spring, patriotic, fall, and Christmas. So, and that's how my whip planner is set up. If you have not seen that, I will show you. I'll show you on my big iPad. I have an iPad mini that holds like all my digital planners and stuff. But I show this on, when I film normal Flosstubes, I typically show this. Nope, that is not it. What's it called? I use GoodNotes. That's also something that I did not know happens with like your brain doesn't work. So, okay. So I just have my whip planners are all categorized, just like I said. So this one is my whip planner for friendship. They all look exactly the same. I just write in which one it is. And then I can click on, this takes me to my index. So currently I have 17 whips in this category, and there are tabs all across the top here. This planner is always linked in my description box. It's a planner from Jen Lee, QuirksandStitches. She came up with this a few years ago, and I love it, and I'll show you why. So this is just friendship. I have 17 whips in this particular category. You'll see all these tabs across the top have a corresponding number to the, it's not as difficult as I'm making it sound. So like, let's say that I want to look at my, my whip that I'm doing with Holly Neal, called AH to EE. That's number 12. So I just click on the number 12, and then here's the front page. So here's the photo of what it is. This says Holly and I are starting this together on 5260 count that we got from Craft Gallery on a trip we went with several girls there. Then I flip so I just swipe a page, and then here is all of my, so like here's my info about it, floss that I'm using, and then current pictures. I have restarted this thing several times. So this is, if I'm filming a normal floss tube, I'll say, okay, here's where I was last time I showed it to you. And then here's where I'm at now. If I flip the page again, I will, let me see, I will cover up this part here, but I can also upload, like I can scan in the pattern. So behind my hand is the full pattern. So that way I can like zoom in. So this is the other pattern. I can like zoom in really closely and things like that. So I really enjoy this planner a lot. I have it all categorized for all of my whips. So I would really, I'm not going to do it today. There's no need to bore you with that, doing that when I'm separating these whips, but I would like to get them separated, not whips, new start, kitted projects. I would like to do that so that if I'm like, oh, it's fall, I want to start something fall, I have like a section for it. Right now they're all just crammed on a shelf. So with all of that being said, let's finally get started. Okay, speaking of fall, I'll just show this one first because I had already pulled it to maybe start. So this is Feast of Friendship by Blackbird Designs. So many people have finished this recently, and I I love it. This house is simply gorgeous. So I really enjoy that a lot. I pulled floss from my stash to do this. Maybe I didn't. I don't know what I did. I have floss, but I also have a note where maybe I need to get these flosses. And these just might be to start it. I'm not sure. But I have fabric and everything. So some of my kits, I pulled 40 count color and cotton to go with this. The lighting over here is going to be terrible. So thank goodness it's not like trying to show you a whip. But I pulled fabric for this already. I must need to order because that does not seem like all the flosses. Oh no. There's like 20 or 25 flosses on here and I only have maybe 5 or 6 on that ring. So I must need to order the rest of the flosses for this. What I was saying is I store my kitted projects in anything and everything that's around. So some of these are like still in mailers from where I've ordered them. Some of them are in like the IKEA plastic bags or like Ziploc bags from IKEA because those are super cheap. And some of them, like this one, is in the box that we got it in. So this is Garden Side Sampler and Tree. This is what we got when Liz Matthews was the featured designer at Stitchway. She got to come and be the featured designer. I was so excited. And so this is like the whole kit that we got to do that. So it's the big sampler and then there's a tree. You can't see it well. You can kind of see it right there. Those, and then like there's stuff in here for this. So like our stick to make the tree, we've got fun stickers. Here is the pattern and then we have the NPIs to go with that and then some fabric maybe for the back of our tree. There was a small, there's a lot of stuff in here. I need to like pull this out. Here's like a whole pair of scissors. We got a small that says stitch. Like here's the styrofoam for our tree. There's instructions in here. The old painted spool. So, and like the little moss for the bottom of the tree. So it's a whole kit like ready to go. And I just haven't started it. And that was in 2022, maybe? Was it 2022? Probably. So there's that. This is a start that I had as an New Year's Eve. I do NYE 12 by 12. I started that, I don't know how many years ago. And this was a start that I had for my very first one that I did when it was just like me and one other friend that did it. And so this is Be Ye Thankful. I started it then and I messed up royally like in this house. So then, and I'm not a middle start person, so I pulled it all out and I will eventually restart it. I have all the floss and everything. So I will eventually restart that. I think I even have a piece of 5260 maybe in here already for it. But DMC does not work well on 5260 count from, this is not going to be a very informative video. This is really just purely me filming, going through my kits because I can't even tell you. It's on the tip of my tongue. And I cannot think of where 5260 comes from. Where those, maybe it's 53 count. It's whoever does those. Oh my gosh, it's so nice. And they come with like tissue paper in the middle. Like when they fold your fabric, they also put tissue paper. They're folding into it. I cannot think of this place. My goodness. Okay. Again, not going to be an informative video, just me walking through. This is in a mailer that I got from Acorns and Threads. This is Emmeline Purnell Blessed Are They. I think this is gorgeous. I don't know why this reminds me of Christmas, but it does. I just think it's so beautiful. That border, maybe. It's not Christmas in any way, shape, or form. But I got this from Acorns and Threads. I have the 56 count tabby cat linen already ready to go. And the DMC. So I really just need to get that started. Also, DMC, I went to a yard sale Friday, and between my mom and I, we each got almost an entire set of DMC. My mom paid $50 for all of it, and we each split it up and almost got an entire set of DMC. So I gotta work on organizing that. Okay, this is Santa Rides by the Prairie Schooler. It is not an original. This is like the paper, so it's not an original pattern. But our little Pearson gave this to me for Christmas one year. And I have the DMC to go with that. Some of these have fabric in them if it's like specific to that, like the Tabby Cat was specific to that pattern. Most of them don't have fabric pulled because I don't like to have fabric sitting. I don't mind if like DMCs are sitting, but I do not like to have fabric sitting tied up in a project somewhere that's not even started. This is Hands Across the Sea. This is Multiply Kindness, a multiplication sampler. I think this is great for like a homeschool family. I just love it so much. So I bought this maybe like a year ago. It says multiply kindness, divide your worry, subtract sorrow, and most importantly, add much happiness. Yeah, I had to have bought it a year ago because it says 2024 on it. So her patterns, I just love so much. I typically will make a working copy of the chart so that like if I'm working from a paper chart, I'll make a working copy rather than bending this backwards. Or if I'm at home stitching, I will use my iPad. So, and I love how all of them come with a key separate. And I just got all the DMCs for that. So they're sitting in this. I love that one so much. This and another IKEA bag is I Give You My Hand by Kathy Barrick. Someone gave this to me. They had it in their stash as a kit, like from a retreat or something, and gave this to me. I will probably stitch it on dark like this. I might stitch it twice because, and instead of a blue glove, put a pink glove. This is like my mom's whole bedroom is all that. So, and it has all of the NPIs with it. So if I stitch it twice, I'll stitch hers with just normal DMC because she doesn't know the difference. Okay. This next one is Heartstring Samplery. It's a book that I got on my birthday trip to Always in Stitches last year. Sorry, the crinkling happens. So this is a book called Small Samplings, and I got all the floss actually for all of the patterns that are in this book. They are gorgeous. I mean, these antique samplers, look at this one. Beth Twist just does some amazing things with these samplers, and I think they're gorgeous. This little bird, I mean, it's so beautiful. Here's just an alphabet sampler right at the front. So I have everything also. Yeah, I have everything to start any of these. This little one is cute. Anyway, so I don't know. There's also some this is, hang on just a second. What are the words? You're probably so annoyed. I totally get it if you are. some antique pin cushions that she redid that you can use wool threads on, or DMCs. I think those are so pretty. So all of the floss is just in the bag that this came in, floating. So again, I kind of just use what I have when it's a kid up project, so I don't know. Why fix what isn't broken? Okay. This next one is a pattern that I picked up at Stitch Away several years ago. I have not found the perfect thread for this yet. I probably will just do the called for DMC and tone down. It calls for this, it calls for MPI, but I don't want the white to be, oh, I see, the white is only the stars. I want the rabbits to be that, there we go. So this is by Lottie Dot. It is called In the Forest. I want those rabbits to be a cream color. And I have 46 count elephant run from Fox and Rabbit that these will go on. So I think that'll be so pretty. Also, if you have a full set of DMC, sometimes I've never worried about this because do you guys, DMC's like $1 a skein now, which is crazy to me. Skein. Do you guys have, I've heard people talk about having a working stash of DMC or something, I forget what they call it, to where like you only pull out the colors that you're currently using, and then when you put that whip away, you put your DMC back so that you always have a full set to pull from, because DMC doesn't have different dye lots. Now, I say that some of the thread that we got at the yard sale is back like probably 20 to 30 years old, and so like I noticed that like the cream isn't as cream as a new one or whatever, but their dye lots typically don't change. So I was curious, if you do that, could you explain more to me in the comments how you do that? This is Engraver's Chart by Liz Matthews. And I love this. I want to do it on these and hang it just in our home, because I think it's very pretty. I've had this for so long and still have not done it. And I even have the floss ready to go. This is Wrought Iron by Gast. Legacy Linen is what I was trying to think of earlier, because this is 45 count. And you can buy it at Hoop and Frame. And this is what I was trying to say. So this is a huge piece, because you do need a big piece for this. See how they fold tissue paper into this. So I've heard lots of people say that's like very fancy. I didn't know that, but so this is 45 count in the color Woven Sage. And there's wrought iron with it. So that's one that I could start for treatment, because it is just letters, but there's a lot of counting between the letters, so I actually don't know if that's a good one. See how they're like farther, you have to count. So I'm actually not sure that that's a good one. Okay. This next one is also by Kathy Barrick, and I have the threads and everything for that. Again, somebody took a class and gave this to me. I think it's so pretty, and I have the floss for that. This one is, I bought this at Keepsakes at one of my very first like trips out there to Keepsakes. This is Queen of the Needle. I saw that Lenny had done the model and it was beautiful. So I love this, by Brenda Gervais with I Needle and Thread. Queen of the Needle, and Lenny had, I remember Lenny had done her dress beautifully, and I wanted to do it just like that. So they had picked out fabric and everything, and I still have not started. maybe this was an NYE 12 by 12 start too, and I decided to restart it. She did her dress in old blue jeans instead of whatever is called for, and it's gorgeous. So I just have a piece of fabric here. Don't even know what it is. Already cut to size, ready to go with all the messy floss. I don't think that will be a new start. Not sure. This is Forced Sampler by Hello from Liz Matthews. I have all the DMCs ready to go for it. It is called for MPIs. I think Liz does one of the best jobs of color matching her MPIs to DMCs. She does not just like have a list and go, okay, 991B is always white. Sometimes she'll like tone it differently. And so I really appreciate that depending on the pattern. This is such a beautiful sampler. I think it's gorgeous. So I have all the floss to start that. It calls for 40 count corn husk. It is a big dude. But something about, I don't know. I really enjoy it all, I think. I'm not sure that I have like a favorite part. So, got that. Oh, this next one was a Christmas gift last year or the year before. Oh, it's so beautiful. And because Liz just absolutely spoiled me, and Kathy too, they got me the MPIs for this one. This is the Quaker Christmas stocking, that swan. You guys know I have just an obsession with swans and cross stitch now that I took that class from R&R. Oh my goodness. And I have the MPIs to go with that, which is so exciting. Okay, I won't start that one, but I may start it at Christmas time because I do really like it a lot. This next one is a vintage pattern I bought. Did I buy it on No, I bought it somewhere. I don't remember where I bought it. But it's called Forgiveness. It is by Exemplar Dames Design Co. It's called Forgiveness. I just think it's beautiful. The colorway is stunning. So I love this. It is called for DMC. No, it's not. Hand-dyed fibers is what it's called for. And then there's a DMC and an NPI conversion. I just got all of the DMC colors, but look at this color palette. Like, it's just stunning. And then the blue just pops right out of there. And this like pink, I don't know. I just think it's so pretty. That is not a good way to hold them, but it's very nice. I thought about starting this, but then decided that's probably Quaker, while I'm like sitting there with a friend, is probably not the best thing to do. I really have to pay attention with Quakers, although I do love them. This is the Prairie Schooler. Again, have all the DMCs for this. This is Prairie Year Rounds. I would not do them on black. I'm going to plan to do them just on a neutral color. I think they're darling. I have this whole idea. I have several year things, you know, like Twin Peaks for Pam's birthday several years ago. She did like the monthly houses. So I'm doing all of those separately. I have Prairie Year Rounds. I have Prairie Year Rounds 2. Like, I have several of those things. I thought they were all the patterns were handy, but they are not. And so I thought I'd like to do a board. I have a wooden board that I like stain, and then every month like switch out all the things on the board, like a collage. I think that would be so pretty. I have to actually stitch them though, so whatever. Okay, this one is And Be Kind to One Another by Needlework Press. Oh, such a good one. I love this a lot. I have fabric in here that I bought specifically for this from Craft Gallery. It is 46 count flax. I kitted this while we were at Craft Gallery on a trip one time. So I've got all of the called for floss for this. That might be a good one to start. I'm going to set this aside maybe. Okay. This was a birthday gift this year. Strawberry pin keep and scissor fob. And then I also got some trim for it. Just so pretty. This next one has fabric. Oh, this is because I got this last year. It is a Told in the Garden, and I got it after my trip to Shipshewana. I thought this would kind of be a good thing to memorialize that trip, but it's a sweet little Amish quilt sampler. And it is called Amish Quilt Sampler. So I have all the DMC for that and a piece of fabric that I just bought. It's a 56 count cafe au lait. Now I said I'm using DMC. Sometimes on the 56 count, I'll end up switching and not doing DMC because it can be a little bit too thick. So I like that though. I don't think that will be a start. I always keep, this is for just Santas in general for Prairie Schooler. I always keep a set of DMC for the Santas and some extra fabric if I want to pull out a yearly Santa to start them. This is in just a cute little project bag that was gifted, and in it was a tribute to friendship sampler. Again, this is another Quaker. This is Sampler Bird Stitchery, who I believe 2024 was their first time at market. And so it's super cute. I love this. I thought about starting this because I think I want to start something friendship, because so many ladies are taking, 4 different ladies plus 4 others who are watching Pearson for treatment. So there are 8 ladies who are taking so much time out of their schedule over the next week to help me. And so I thought about starting something friendship just to commemorate that, but I don't know. This is a good option. So I have this, and then all the called for floss for that. This has a cute little thread bed in it. Isn't that darling? This is from Gamma's Treasures, but I think the birds on this are really pretty. And the gingham is so cute. Okay, that's an option. This was, I believe, a birthday or Christmas gift for my husband, but I saw Melissa, the cupcake stitcher. I saw at StitchCon one year, she was working on the houses from Mill Hill, like the village pieces. And so Nathan went and bought me an entire yard of vintage Stormy Night to be able to work on these patterns. And he started me with one that is the needle workshop. So I'm very excited about that. I just keep them in here. I went ahead and took all the flosses and put them on one of these crazy things and like labeled it, although some of it is wearing off. So I've got that ready to go. I won't do them on the perforated paper. I'll do them on that vintage Stormy Night because Melissa did that and I am nothing but a copycat. Okay. We have a birthday in our house today, which is very exciting. You know, it's the big driving birthday. And then I've got a sick kid at home today too. I think, is there already fall yuck happening, like end of summer, beginning of fall? I'm hoping it's not strep, but that's, when Pearson gets sick, he just takes so long to recover. So I'm hoping that is not what we're headed down, but so he's in bed. Okay, this is Elizabeth Harding, 1791 from Hands Across the Sea. It's beautiful. I love that brick house, this little walkway there. Like, this is just so pretty. It's got a beautiful verse on it. If I could ever make it past a border on Hands Across the Sea, I would start more of them, but I can't ever make it past the border. I have all the DMCs for that. I think this is a kit that I bought from maybe like Teresa or something. Kitten Stitcher, I think. This is my bag of Christmas ornaments, and I've talked to you a lot about this before. I have ornament trees. So you can see right here, this is an ornament tree that I have all my floss hanging on for whips. So most of them are 12 by 12 whips because I keep my 12 by 12 projects in these binders. So this is this a full year? This is 23 and 24 that aren't finished yet. So I keep them in like this, and so that they'll lay in here, they have the pattern and the fabric, and then their floss is over there. And I have a little post-it note that tells me like this was 2023, this was my number 1 start through 12. If I haven't finished them, they're in those binders. And so the floss hangs over there. Eventually, I have several of these ornament trees. And so I have all of the JBW ornament books. I had 3 of them, and she was so kind to send me 2 more for my birthday last year. And so I have all of these ready to go. I just have a ton of like floss and extra fabric, things that I would think make cute ornaments, like all, you know, stockings, things like that I would like to have on these ornament trees. And just a random bits of leftover fabric I will throw in here so that I can continuously, and even a tiny hoop, I can continuously just pull, and that way they all kind of have like the same color scheme. They all kind of have like that, I guess like scrappy look. So I keep all of this. In fact, I'm going to pull this out. I'm going to set that aside because I feel like I really need to do some work on that. Okay, this I got to kit for my birthday this year. This is how I know that DMC is $1 a skein now. So this is Granny is No Square, and I know it looks crazy. I saw Tony Stitches in Kentucky work on this when we were at Shelly Fry's house for a guild meetup, and it's stunning. She was not working on it on blue fabric. I don't remember what color her fabric was, but I may start this for treatment because this is really very simple. Honestly, you don't really have to memorize. I mean, once you memorize the pattern, you don't really need it anymore, which is what Tony said made it so easy. This is from Carolyn Manning Designs. You can go and buy it right now as a PDF, and then you can honestly just pull colors from your stash. I pulled all of the called for DMC. I don't know. I don't know. I don't love some of the colors. They would not be in my typical, but I kind of want to trust the process too, because Tony's was gorgeous and she was doing called for. So this is a good one because it's monotonous. So like it's the same thing over and over again. I'm going to set that aside. Ow. Okay. I am trying to adjust here. Anyway, I do not need to tell you all my medical woes. I've also been diagnosed with lymphedema now, and I actually have a form called lipedema, and so I'm in treatment for that. I turned 38 this year, and all of a sudden, everything is different. So I need to be taking care of my body better. Okay. So I'm like constantly adjusting my legs and all the things. Okay. Word vomiting sometimes. Okay, this one, I'm not going to take it out actually. This is Plum Street, and this is Christmas Mini Moon. Something about the way that Paulette, and I've talked to her about this before, the way she just puts these giant animals on top of a house makes me so happy. A couple of years ago, I asked her, like, I I can't remember which one was coming out. And I was like, is there significance in this giant rabbit on the top of this house? She was like, no, it's just nonsense. It's just funny. And so I love this. So this is definitely going to be a Christmas start this year. Because I just think it's so cute. I have all the called for floss already. And then I'll just pull. This would be a great little exchange one too, if you were doing an exchange with friends. All right, this is Patriotic Shaker Box. I bought this for the girls that I went to Shipshewana with last year. The Bettys, I bought them a shaker box and then this pattern and the DMC to go with it. And so I have this for myself as well. I have fabric set aside for something, which I said I don't keep fabric. I'm going to toss that back there and then forget that I did it. Okay, this next one is a Barbara Anna Designs. This is Love Never Fails. I've had this in my kit projects forever. I'm trying to get it to where it doesn't have a glare. I think those people are great. I would start this as like a anniversary sampler for Nathan and I. It's just so unique. I don't know. I do love this a lot. Might need to start this soon. I have fabric cut for this. If I have a project that I already have fabric cut for, then that's why it sits here. This is Color and Cotton 40 count pear wood. It looks pink. It is not. And then I have all the DMCs for that. Typically, if I have, oh, I know why I have this fabric cut for this already, because I had planned it as a start and then I didn't end up starting it. So if I move it to a whip, it's got a library card and then all of the information on it. So that's why, because I'm like, why does it already have a library card? Because I wanted to start it. Okay, this is Birdie's Quilt Tree. This is a birthday gift quite a while ago, and I already have the floss for it from Hello from Liz Matthews. It's a great patriotic start. This was a Stitch Away gift from a couple of girls that got this for me, the pattern, and then I got the floss, and I don't have fabric picked yet, but this is Love Abide by Lottie Dot. I saw this in person. It's way bigger than what you think it is. There is a lot of empty space here, and I think that's why I love it so much. You could definitely just stitch this bottom part. That would be very cute, but I loved the whole thing. So I will get a very large piece of fabric for that. And then I ordered all the floss called for that. In my project keeper from Carrie Tiger Lily, I like when she was only like posting them a small amount at a time with vintage quilt patterns or needlework, I snagged this one. This is Affectionately Yours. It is a book that is out of print by Judy Whitman, but she was so sweet to give me one when I met her, when I saw her at Stitch Away. I met her at Market in 2020, and I just stayed in her room forever and chatted with her. We have similar medical children backgrounds, and so we just sat and talked for a long, long time, and then she brought this to me at Stitch Away, and I just think it's absolutely such a beautiful book. I have everything to do this project. Let me make sure you can see it. Everything kit up to do this project. It's beautiful. Something that I'm going to change the colors to this. This is a wedding quilt sampler, which is beautiful. And there are several things in here. I am going to change the colors to make it more boy themed, but in all of this medical stuff that I've been going through lately, it has drummed up just old medical reports and labs and things that I had drawn that I didn't know I had access to. And I know I've shared this before, but we lost a baby in 2014, and we didn't really know a ton of anything. We were just told like it was inconclusive as to why we lost the baby, and yada, yada, yada. And it, in all of my medical stuff, we have found out that it was a baby boy. And I was a lot farther along than I thought. And so I would like to do some sort of birth sampler to memorialize him. So anyways, this is such a random thing for the Lord to bring up now, so many years later. But okay, this is a kit from Tech Guy, actually, and he really is not stitching much these days. And so this is Ink Circles Arranging the Sewing Kit. I think that's really fun. We have fabric and floss in here. I think he probably bought this fabric forever ago, probably on one of his first trips to Keepsakes. This is a Christmas kit that I got from Liz last year. Like, I was going to take her class and do this, and then I ended up not being able to. So these are darling little wreaths. So it's everything to make those. I'm going to try and go a little bit faster because I don't want to take up too much of your time. This is Christmas Quaker by Primrose Cottage. I got this last year because when I walked into Always in Stitches, Peter was there, who works there. He does their Flosstube and their knitting podcast and everything. And he was working on this and I was like, Peter, that is gorgeous. What is it? He said, oh, well, we have some. So this is 32 count Spanish moss, hand dyed by Stephanie. And he was working, so sorry. He was working on it with the color Noel from Weeks Dye Works. So sorry. It'd be better if I had water. So sorry. So I'm going to actually try this one thread over two on this 32 count and see if I like the sparsity of it. I don't know that I will, but I'm gonna see. We'll see how I like it. So that's that. Super cute. This is from a kit that we were gifted at Stitch Away. This is called Home Sweet Home by Summer House Stitchworks. Adorable little pin keep or ornament, whatever you want to use that as. This is Home for Christmas. Now, I did these two. Let me pull this one out. Both of them from Plum Street for a exchange that I was doing. This one is called Flirting, and this one is called Home for Christmas. And I did, so instead of having, instead of having what is coming out of these, I put these trees over here and stitched that for Olivia. I loved it. I thought it was super, super cute and thought, man, I kind of want to stitch that for myself. And I already have it like the chart was all pieced together. When I do something like that, I tend to make working copies and I literally will cut like down to tiny little squares trying to place it and figure it out. I don't do it digitally very well. So, okay, so there's that. This is Let Love Rain by Teresa Kogut. I have everything to do this project here. It says, if you want to change the world, go home and love your family. I know Missy, has she finished it? I think she has. Maybe she hasn't. From Two Needles Pulling Thread, I know that she was working on this and I thought it was gorgeous. And again, I'm nothing but a copycat, so I have all the floss in there for that. This is why we have Flosstube, right? So we can copy each other. Okay, this one is Be a Friend, which this is what I was looking for because I thought this would be the one that I start for treatment. It is by Needlework Press, called Be a Friend. I think it's so pretty and I would start it down in this corner, and I feel like that would be pretty simple because it's just the same pattern over and over and over. So I'm going to set that aside because I think that might be a good one to do. This next one is another kit that I got from Liz. It's got a ton of stuff in it. This is the strawberry sampler. She did an adaptation of this antique sampler, and it's beautiful. And then she did just an adaptation, smaller one as well. And so I have everything in here to work on that, and I just keep it in one of these Amazon project bags. Okay, this next one is one that I adopted from Kitten Stitcher. This is Margaret Doyle. I just think she's the cutest little ugly girl in the world. I mean, look at her. Not her. Her. So cute. So I've got that and all of the silks to go with that, which actually these silks I've never stitched with before. These are the Soie d'Alger, and I've never stitched with those before. So I need to get that started so I can enjoy that treat. Maybe I don't, because then I'll want to use them. I believe this was gifted to me, What Remains by Blackbird Designs. So pretty. And I have all the DMC for this. I love that color of fabric. It doesn't say what it is, and this is the kind of packaging that would be really loud. I just love this fabric. I think that color is stunning. So I've got those two. Okay, I have Jessie Challenor, and I got the floss, all the DMCs, to do the muted version. Still have not started this like everyone else has, but it is simply gorgeous. Some people are like really far along on that. This one is the Smith sampler, which I love this so much. Contented Needleworker Kim, I always say she's got this one finished. Oh, it's so pretty. And I can't remember, Kim, did you do the border on this one? I'm trying to think of it hanging on your wall. I love this. I have all the floss for it. And I did some conversions because they didn't have some of them. So I did some conversions on my own. Ooh, try to trust yourself doing that. This one is, it is the Sweet Simple Things. And this is by Asbury's Echo Stitches. And you can find them on Etsy. Can I show you? Oh, here we go. Here's the name. Here, this Asbury's Echoes Stitches. Love that. And I have the DMC for that. Then this is, okay, so Shepherd's Bush puts out some of these kits. I have done these before, but it's a little like zipper pouch, and here is this is linen right here that you stitch into, and it comes with all your floss and everything that you need. So all your floss is here knotted up, and then your chart, and this is what it will look like. So this is called, or this says Stitching Calms the Soul. So this was gifted to me as well. We took a trip, and all of you know, when you take a trip with girls, you like get each other cute little things, and they definitely sent a message where like, hey, calm your soul, find happiness, find joy. And I was like, okay, I obviously need to like calm down a little bit. So that was from that. Okay, this is Peppermint Holly. This is the book from Blackbird Designs, and peppermint and holly. I don't know if I said and. I kitted this up. First off, oh, that is Punch Needle. Holly Neal and Mrs. Holly Jones did this as a birthday like 2 years ago maybe, and I can't remember which one now, but I have all the floss for it. Look at that. Oh, that's so pretty. Oh, it was this one that's on the cover. So they had started this. So I have all the floss for that. I just did not start it with them. And I did buy fabric to throw in here for that. So, okay. Because again, that's a fabric that goes specifically with it. Here is a tiny little prairie schooler that I have that I thought was cute. And I have all the floss and everything in a tiny little project bag. That would be a simple finish. Start and finish. This is my bag of hems from Heartstring Samplery. So this one's Amazing Grace. And some of these I have as PDFs and some of them I have as individual charts. You cannot buy them in individual charts anymore unless you find them in like a stitching store, but you can buy them as a whole book. This one is it as well. And I have floss in the bottom of these for those because I want to do a wall of hems. I just think that would be gorgeous. And I think as she intended those to be. I'm almost done. I have, okay. This one is not actually, I guess it does have some stitching to it, but Kathy Barrick sent this for me in a gift with Liz, which was so incredibly kind. But this is called Mother of Pearl Heart. And then I got some of her personal stash of Mother of Pearl buttons that I can put into this. So I'd like to finish these and then put them on my sewing cart, which I've not told you guys much about. But I transformed one of those IKEA Raskog carts into a stitching cart, which is that's not my idea. Like, I didn't come up with that idea. Several people have done that and have lots of videos of how they did it. But did you know that our beloved Longaberger travel baskets that everybody's making so cute, did you know that those fit in the top? They fit in any of the shelves. Let me know if you'd want to see it. I might do a video just on this cart because I've loved it so much and I've like found accessories that fit perfectly. So it has become my stitching cart and it rolls with me everywhere in the house. And if I like, go to retreat, it could just roll there with me. But those Longaberger baskets fit perfectly in the top. It's so cute and I love it. And I don't mind that it sits out in my house. So it's darling. I found a light for it that fits perfectly in one of the holes of the Longaberger basket. Let me know if you want to see a video of that because I think it would be darling. I think you guys would like it. Again, I did not come up with the Raskog stitching cart idea. Lots of people have adaptations of it. I just didn't know that that fit in the top of it. All right, my last kit. I don't think I have any other cross stitch kits. I have some quilting kits, but this is Teresa Koga. I've had this kitted lamb that I love forever. Oh man, those three houses, all of it. I love so much, but I have some giant ones started. So this, if you can see that right there, that is for the Love of Nature. I have that as a whip. And then that box right there is the quilt kit that matches the whip. So I have got some big Teresa Koga started already that I need to like work through. And then I can start that one. It's the only big Teresa Koga that I still have. But yeah, so let's see. Oh, this goes in this. See the stick for the Liz Matthews tree? It didn't get put back in the box. There we go. Okay, so those are all my whips. So here's what I have maybe for treatment. This, Be a Friend by Needlework Press. I have the Granny is No Square. I have that as an option. I would need to drop all the DMCs, like put them on thread drops. I have this Friendship Quaker, a tribute to friendship. That I could do. I also have, let me see if it's here, easily accessible. I have the Blackbird design that usually friend groups do. I could do that. I know I have it and I just looked at it. like 2 weeks ago. Do you know what I'm talking about? It's not a tribute to friendship. What is it? Anyway, I have that Blackbird one that I thought, oh, I could do that because I could put the initials of the people who go with me. That would be really sweet. Okay, I'm not finding it simply. Dagnabbit. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? I'm sure you do. Lots of people have done it. So I could do that. I cannot think of the name of it though. Whatever that Blackbird one is. So I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. Wait, maybe it's in this one. It probably is. Yes, our lasting friendship. It's in my friendship patterns, not my sampler patterns. So our lasting friendship, I could do that. I don't know. But then I'd have to like kit it, and I already have things kit up. There's not that many. There's actually not that many flosses. I could run up to, oh, it would give me a reason to run up to QuirksandStitches. Okay, so that's an option. Be kind to one another. That's an option. I don't know. I just need to make some decisions. And I will do that eventually. Some point this week, I will make said decision. So, okay, that's all I have for you. Thank you for letting me word vomit all of our stuff that's been happening recently. I'm looking forward to camping. When I say camping, I mean, we have to have electricity for my son, so we can't like rough it or anything. So we're staying in a cabin within the state park. And then the boys will go hiking and all that kind of stuff. So they're all looking forward to it. We are looking forward to just having a break and just kind of, now Tech Eye's still working while we're there, so that'll be interesting. You know, iPhone launch is coming up, so he'll be doing that. But it'll still be fun. It'll be like a nice little getaway. So whatever I plan on starting for treatment, I'll probably take that and then some other things. I need to come back for a normal Flosstube because I have lots of things I've been working on, lots of whips that I've put some time in. I have one new start that's a wedding gift in 3 weeks. I need to get that done. So anyway. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining me in the hive today for I almost said whip parade, a kit parade. Again, I just did this, so I'm sure there's nothing like new, but it was just fun for me to be able to look at it through the lens of like, what do I want to start for this? So anyway, thank you all, and I will talk to you later.